For decades, you and I and countless others have meticulously dissected his words, memorized his principles, believing with absolute conviction that we held the complete blueprint, the definitive map to enduring accomplishment. We embrace the power of thought, the necessity of a clear objective, the unyielding force of persistence. But pause for a moment. What if, in his intimate, unrecorded conversations with the true titans of industry, with men whose visions reshaped continents and whose ambitions defied all previous limits, Napoleon Hill uncovered a truth so fundamentally profound, so utterly universal in its application, that he simply dared not publish it explicitly within the conventional pages of his most famous works? What if the very depth of this insight demanded a different form of transmission, a more direct awakening? Consider, if you will, the possibility of a set of unbreakable cosmic laws, operating with immutable precision, laws governing not merely our fleeting thoughts and transient desires, but rather the very fabric of manifestation itself. We speak here not of mere human-designed methodologies, not of transient strategies that rise and fall with the market's whims, but of something far more fundamental, something woven into the very structure of existence. This is not simply theoretical conjecture. This is not idle speculation on abstract philosophies. This, my friend, is the untold secret. It is the master code, the foundational algorithm, if you will, to acquiring not just fleeting glimpses of wealth, not just temporary positions of power, but to achieving limitless, enduring success that transcends conventional understanding. Are you genuinely prepared to hear this whisper? Are you truly ready to acknowledge a truth that promises to irrevocably change everything you thought you knew about achievement, about effort, about the very nature of reality and your place within it? This revelation demands more than passive listening. It calls for an internal reckoning, a profound questioning of your current operating system. For once this knowledge takes root, once these universal mechanisms are laid bare before your mind, there can be no comfortable return to the old way of thinking, to the comfortable illusions of happenstance or luck. The universe, you see, operates with exquisite order, and your alignment with that order determines the trajectory of your destiny. Perhaps you have felt the frustrating push and pull of ambition, the burning desire for more, only to find your greatest efforts met with unforeseen obstacles or inexplicable delays. Perhaps you have witnessed others, seemingly less qualified, ascend to heights you only dream of, and wondered if there was some unseen force, some hidden advantage they possessed. I tell you now, there is. It is not magic, it is law. And the profound shift you seek, the tangible transformation of your aspirations into undeniable realities, hinges entirely upon your willingness to acknowledge, understand, and then deliberately activate these underlying forces. This journey is not for the faint of heart, nor for those content with superficial answers. It requires a deep reflection, a willingness to shed preconceived notions and to embrace a universe far more responsive, far more intricately designed than most dare to imagine. When Hill spoke of definite major purpose, of the mastermind, of persistence, he was, in essence, providing glimpses, actionable steps rooted in these much grander unspoken laws. He gave you the practical tools, but he hinted at the cosmic workshop where those tools were forged, where the very raw materials of reality could be shaped by conscious intent. This knowledge, therefore, acts as the ultimate amplifier for every principle he ever taught. It is the force that moves mountains, the energy that manifests empires. Your personal wealth, your influence, your peace of mind, your ultimate power to shape your world, all of these are direct consequences of your current alignment, or lack thereof, with these universal decrees. Do you truly believe that success is a random gamble, a roll of the cosmic dice? Or do you intuitively sense that there is a deeper current, an undercurrent of design, waiting to be navigated? What if the secret to overcoming stagnation, to transcending fear, to attracting precisely what you desire, lies not in working harder against the grain, but in working smarter with the grain of existence itself? The choice to act, to fundamentally shift your understanding and thereby shift your reality, will be unequivocally, powerfully, and undeniably yours. This is your moment of awakening. Hill's genius wasn't simply observing the methods of successful men, compiling their habits, or chronicling their actions. It was something far more profound, a faculty of mind that allowed him to penetrate beyond the surface demonstrations and delve into the very essence of why success occurred consistently, inevitably, for those who tapped into a specific underlying current. He possessed an almost unparalleled ability to perceive patterns that escaped the notice of ordinary observers. These were not merely patterns of human behavior, although he chronicled those meticulously in thousands of interviews. No, his keen intellect and relentless inquiry, driven by an unyielding desire for truth, led him to discern rhythms and forces in the universe itself, principles that operated with an impersonal, unwavering regularity, much like gravity or the ebb and flow of the tides. What you perceive as chance or luck, he saw as the precise operation of an unseen yet utterly dependable order. What we have come to know as his principles, definite major purpose, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, and all the others you may have studied and applied, were, in truth, only the accessible, actionable manifestations of a much deeper reality. They were the visible tips of a much larger, unseen iceberg, the practical applications of something far more fundamental. They were, if you will, mere shadows cast by these far greater, more potent universal laws. Imagine the master sculptor who shapes clay into a magnificent form. The principles are the tools and techniques he employs, the specific pressure, the angle of the chisel. But the universal laws are the inherent properties of the clay itself, the fundamental physics of cohesion and plasticity that allow it to be shaped at all. Hill recognized that the effectiveness of his principles derived directly from their subtle, often unconscious, alignment with these grander cosmic statutes. He understood that these were not human inventions, clever tricks devised by clever men, but universal discoveries, natural laws waiting to be understood and mastered. These universal laws, once truly grasped, once understood in their profound implications, and most critically, once activated through conscious alignment of thought and action, possess the alchemical power to transform mere possibility into undeniable certainty. Think of it for a moment. How often have you pursued a goal with fervent desire, poured your energy into an endeavor, only to encounter inexplicable resistance, to feel as though you were swimming against an invisible current? What if that current wasn't arbitrary, wasn't merely external circumstance, but rather a precise signal, a direct consequence of your unconscious misalignment with these very laws? What if the universe is not withholding from you, but simply responding perfectly to your own uncalibrated signals? Hill's true revelation, the one that whispers from between the lines of his published works, was this: success is not merely an outcome of strenuous effort. It is, more profoundly, an outcome of precise, conscious alignment. Today, we are not simply embarking on an academic discussion of abstract philosophical concepts. We are providing you with the activation keys. These are the conscious choices, the fundamental shifts in perspective, the deliberate actions that will open the floodgates of opportunity and allow you to cooperate with, rather than contend against, the fundamental operating system of reality. This is not about some simplistic, getting-rich-quick scheme, a fleeting promise of instant gratification without commensurate effort. Such ephemeral pursuits invariably violate one or more of these immutable laws and are thus, by universal decree, doomed to fail before they even begin. Instead, this is about something far more substantial, far more enduring. It is about aligning your entire being, your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, your very vibration, with the very creative intelligence that orchestrates the cosmos. It is about becoming a deliberate co-creator of your own existence. Consider the accomplished engineer who designs a magnificent bridge, or the architect who erects an awe-inspiring skyscraper. Their creations are not born of mere wishful thinking or vague hopes, but of the deliberate application of established physical laws. They understand stress, tension, and the properties of materials. So too, with the architecture of your destiny. To build a life of extraordinary achievement, of profound and sustained wealth, of genuine power and enduring influence, you must first comprehend the foundational laws upon which all lasting creations are built. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and impartial operation, does not play favorites. It responds with unerring precision to how well you understand and apply its inherent rules. Your current circumstances, in fact, are a direct, undeniable reflection of your past and present alignment with these very forces. This is not judgment. It is simply observation of cosmic cause and effect. This deeper understanding elevates your journey beyond mere self-improvement. It elevates it to the realm of self-mastery, to a profound and conscious cooperation with the grand design of existence. Imagine the sheer liberation, the profound sense of empowerment, of knowing with absolute certainty that you are not subject to random chance, not a victim of circumstance, but that you are an integral part of a system that, when understood and skillfully engaged, can be consciously directed. This is the critical difference between blindly sailing a ship into an unknown storm, hoping for the best, and meticulously charting a course with full knowledge of the winds, the currents, and the precise destination. Hill saw this difference, he lived it, and then he meticulously documented its practical application in the lives of the most successful individuals of his time. But the deeper truth, the why behind the how, the cosmic engine driving all observable success, was what truly fascinated him and what he implicitly challenged his most discerning readers to discover for themselves. The promise, then, is not merely compelling. It is an invitation to reclaim your inherent power. Prepare yourself to delve into the 12 universal laws that act as your direct, unbroken line to the forces shaping destiny. These are the mechanisms through which the universe responds to your definite major purpose, the precise channels through which abundance flows when properly invoked, the inviolable principles by which true power is consolidated and through which success is not just achieved, but made truly inevitable. We will explore how to harness these laws, not as external forces to be appeased or pleaded with, but as internal faculties to be awakened, developed, and skillfully employed, starting now, in this very moment. Your life is not a series of unfortunate accidents or lucky breaks. It is a meticulously woven tapestry, the pattern of which is dictated by your conscious or unconscious adherence to these grand, overarching laws. It is time to take conscious command of the loom, and with it, your entire future. We spoke of alignment, of cooperating with the universe, of unlocking the master code. But where, precisely, does this cooperation begin? How does one initiate the grand symphony of universal forces to play in harmony with one's aspirations? The answer lies within the very first and arguably most foundational of these universal decrees, the law of architected intention, which manifests as your definite major purpose. Many have heard the phrase, definite major purpose, perhaps even articulated one for themselves, meticulously writing down their goals. But I tell you, this is merely scratching the surface of its profound power. Your blueprint is not merely a thought, it is a vibrational command, a precise frequency emitted into the vast, responsive intelligence of the cosmos. Consider, if you will, the implications. When I observed the truly successful, those men and women who carved their names into the annals of history through sheer force of will and accomplishment, I saw not just goals, but an absolute, unshakable clarity of intention. It was an intention so powerfully focused, so utterly devoid of doubt or wavering, that it seemed to possess an almost magnetic quality. Hill observed that this wasn't simply a psychological trick, a motivational slogan to keep one energized. No, this was a universal truth they, perhaps unconsciously at first, harnessed. They understood instinctively that a vague wish remains just that, a wish dissipated into the ether. But a precise, intensely felt intention, imbued with the certainty of its fulfillment, acts as a potent signal, a direct instruction to the universe itself. This law of architected intention dictates that the universe, in its boundless capacity for creation, responds directly to the specificity and the emotional charge of your deepest, most definite blueprint. The universal mechanism at play here is resonance. Think of it like this. Every thought, every desire, every intention you hold possesses a unique vibrational signature. A vague, half-hearted desire sends a weak, muddled signal, easily lost in the cacophony of universal energies. But a definite major purpose, crafted with absolute clarity, infused with burning desire, and held with unwavering belief, emits a powerful, coherent frequency. The universe, being a vast, intricate energy field, acts as a cosmic receiver and transmitter. It does not judge, it simply matches. It begins to organize circumstances, to attract resources, to align opportunities, and to awaken within you the necessary inspirations that resonate perfectly with the frequency of your consciously architected intention. It is not reaching out and changing the universe. It is allowing the universe to reveal its latent possibilities that already exist in harmony with your defined signal. This is a profound distinction, a subtle yet critical shift in understanding that separates mere hoping from actual manifestation. In today's world, this law of architected intention manifests in ways that often seem miraculous to the uninitiated, yet are entirely predictable to those who understand its workings. Observe the groundbreaking entrepreneurs who revolutionize industries, the visionary artists whose creations transcend generations, the scientific minds that unlock the secrets of existence. They do not begin with a tentative idea. They begin with an absolute, unyielding conviction of a future reality. Steve Jobs did not merely want to create a revolutionary phone. He saw it, held it in his mind's eye, experienced it with such vivid clarity that its eventual manifestation became inevitable. Elon Musk's multi-planetary vision is not a distant dream. It is, in his mind, an undeniable future reality, a blueprint so deeply etched that the universe is compelled to align resources and talent to its realization. These are not just business plans. These are vibrational commands, declarations to the universe, meticulously architected intentions brought forth from the depths of the imagination and charged with an irresistible force. They move beyond the realm of abstract goals into the concrete experience of an already existing future. Now, for your activation. It is time to move beyond intellectual understanding and engage with this law on a truly fundamental vibrational level. Your Act Now challenge is this. Draft your definite major purpose not merely as a set of written words, but as a complete, visceral, sensory experience. Close your eyes. What does its fulfillment feel like in your body? What does it sound like? The accolades, the hum of success, the quiet satisfaction. What does it smell like? The fresh paint of your new office, the salty air of your dream retreat. What do you see when it is fully realized, not just a blurred image, but every vibrant detail, every nuance of color and form? This is not just writing a goal, this is sketching the very contours of your future reality with the vivid pigments of your imagination and the profound resonance of your deepest emotions. Make it so real, so vibrant, so undeniable in your mind's eye that it becomes more real than your current circumstances. This act of deeply felt, sensory-rich creation sends an unmistakable, powerful signal. The universe has no choice but to respond. It will begin to reflect back to you the reality you have so clearly, so powerfully broadcast. You have painstakingly crafted your blueprint. You have, with deliberate focus, infused it with sensory detail, making it vibrant, tangible, real within the theater of your mind. But what gives this blueprint its power to magnetize? What transforms a mere detailed intention into an irresistible force that compels the universe to align? It is here that we encounter the second immutable principle, one that Hill understood not as a fleeting human emotion, but as a fundamental cosmic operating system. The law of unwavering resonance, which manifests in what you understand as faith. Many interpret faith as simply belief without proof, a passive hope for a desired outcome. But this perspective fundamentally misunderstands its true active power. I tell you, faith, in its purest, most potent form, is a frequency. It is the unwavering signal, the consistent vibration that the universe matches. My exhaustive studies into the lives of the most remarkable achievers revealed a critical distinction. It was never just the clarity of their purpose, but the absolute, unshakable certainty with which they held that purpose as already fulfilled. They did not hope for success. They knew it with an inner conviction that transcended all logic, all apparent impossibility. Hill observed that this profound knowing was not merely a psychological comfort, but a potent active force. It was as if their minds, through this unwavering resonance, were broadcasting a frequency so pure, so dominant, that external reality had no choice but to coalesce around it. This was a universal truth, not merely a human strategy. It was a principle of creation itself. The universe, in its infinite responsiveness, mirrors your dominant vibration. The universal mechanism at work here is a profound principle of energetic matching. Every thought, every feeling, every deeply held conviction you harbor radiates an energetic signature. Your carefully architected intention, while crucial, is like the design for a powerful transmitter. Unwavering resonance. Faith is the consistent, high-powered current flowing through that transmitter, ensuring your signal is not just sent, but received with crystal clarity and amplified across the cosmos. When your inner state, your thought, your emotion, your expectation, is in perfect vibrational alignment with the outcome you desire, you cease to want and begin to attract. The universe does not respond to your pleas or your desperate striving. It responds to your frequency. If your blueprint is a declaration, then faith is the absolute, unquestioning authority with which that declaration is made. Doubt, fear, hesitation, these are distortions, static on the line, disrupting the pure signal of your intention. They are lower frequencies, and if they dominate your inner broadcast, the universe will, with impartial precision, reflect that disharmony back to you, manifesting outcomes that correspond to that lower vibration. Consider the visionaries of today. The scientists who spend decades pursuing a hypothesis against all odds, armed with only an inner conviction that the solution exists. The artists who dedicate their lives to a masterpiece, long before a single brushstroke is validated by critics or audience. The entrepreneurs who launch revolutionary ventures in the face of widespread skepticism, holding firm to an unseen future. Their success is not a gamble. It is the inevitable outcome of sustained, unwavering resonance. They don't just believe in their project. They become the project. Their faith is not blind. It is a profound internal knowing, an active state of alignment that makes their desired future so real within them that external reality cannot help but conform. It's a proactive state of inner certainty, a sustained emotional and mental environment that nurtures the germination and growth of their architected intention. They understand that the universe is not a judge, but a mirror, perfectly reflecting the energetic quality of their most dominant inner state. Therefore, to change your reflection, you must change your inner frequency. Now for your activation. It is time to consciously cultivate this powerful state of unwavering resonance. your Act Now challenge is to practice what I call radical trust for 5 minutes daily. This is not about passive hope. This is an active, deliberate mental exercise. For these 5 minutes, immerse yourself fully in the feeling of your definite major purpose already being accomplished. See it, hear it, feel it, taste it, smell it, as if it exists in this very moment. But then, go further. Consciously release all anxiety about how it will manifest or when. Let go of the need for immediate evidence. Trust, with every fiber of your being, that the universe, having received your clear, high-frequency signal, is already orchestrating its perfect manifestation. This is the act of stepping fully into the vibration of fulfillment, of becoming the embodiment of your realized dream. This radical trust, this unwavering resonance, eliminates the static of doubt and fear, allowing your architected intention to travel unimpeded, commanding the cosmic forces to deliver your destiny with precision and speed. It is the difference between sending a faint whisper and a thunderous, undeniable roar into the receptive ear of the universe. You have now, with profound clarity, architected your intention, defining precisely what it is you command from the universe. You have, with unwavering conviction, aligned your inner state, establishing a resonance that broadcasts your desire with absolute certainty. Yet even the clearest signal, even the most powerful transmitter, requires a consistent internal mechanism to solidify its broadcast, to etch its pattern so deeply into the fabric of your being that external reality has no choice but to conform. This brings us to the third immutable law, one which Napoleon Hill recognized as crucial, yet whose deeper, universal implications are often overlooked. The law of energetic programming, manifesting as what we commonly call auto-suggestion. Many perceive auto-suggestion as merely repeating positive phrases, a superficial exercise in self-talk. But I tell you, this is a profound misinterpretation. Your subconscious mind is not merely a storage vault for memories. It is a direct quantum programmer of your reality. When I delved into the lives of the most extraordinary individuals, those who seemed to effortlessly command success, I discovered a consistent thread. They possessed not just a conscious vision, but an internal world so utterly saturated with the images, feelings, and beliefs of their desired future that it became their default reality. Hill understood that the subconscious mind is the fertile ground upon which all seeds of desire must be sown. But more than that, he observed that this internal realm operates with an impartial, powerful efficiency, blindly executing the instructions it receives. It does not differentiate between what is real in the external world and what is vividly, emotionally presented to it through conscious thought, repeated suggestion, or intense visualization. This was not a psychological quirk. It was a universal mechanism. Your subconscious, therefore, is not just a part of you. It is your personal interface with the infinite intelligence, a direct conduit through which your deeply programmed beliefs are translated into the very quantum fabric of your experience. The universal mechanism at play here is akin to a cosmic operating system receiving precise code. Your conscious mind can articulate your desires, but it is the subconscious that processes and executes these commands at a much deeper, energetic level. Every thought you entertain, every emotion you dwell upon, every repeated internal dialogue acts as a line of code, programming this powerful internal system. When these programs are consistent, positive, and aligned with your architected intention and unwavering resonance, the subconscious mind begins to orchestrate events, to draw to you the necessary people, resources, and circumstances, and to prime your conscious awareness, to recognize and seize opportunities that might otherwise remain unseen. It literally rewires your perception, your intuition, and your vibrational output to match the inner programming. A deeply programmed subconscious, imbued with the certainty of success, acts like a powerful magnet. pulling in its energetic equivalent from the vast field of universal possibility. Conversely, a subconscious programmed with doubt, fear, or limitation will, with equal impartiality, manifest those very conditions. The universe, through your subconscious, is merely delivering what you have repeatedly, energetically, and deeply requested. Consider the modern champions in every field. The athlete who visualizes the perfect play countless times before it happens. The performer who embodies their character so completely that they become indistinguishable. The entrepreneur who knows their product will succeed despite initial setbacks. Their achievements are not solely a result of external action. They are the inevitable harvest of an internal environment meticulously cultivated through deliberate energetic programming. These individuals have moved beyond merely wanting a specific outcome. They have installed the outcome into their deepest operating system. They have created a future self within their subconscious so vivid, so real, that their entire being, consciously and unconsciously, moves towards becoming that programmed reality. This isn't just positive thinking, it's precise energetic instruction. It's the difference between asking for directions and having the GPS already programmed with your destination, effortlessly guiding every turn. Their consistent inner narrative, their vivid internal imagery, their sustained emotional states, all serve as powerful auto-suggestions, continuously updating and reinforcing the quantum program that dictates their manifested reality. Now, for your activation. It is time to consciously take command of this internal programmer. Your Act Now challenge is to create a 60-second future self-activation audio loop and listen to it daily, preferably first thing in the morning and last thing before sleep, when the subconscious mind is most receptive. This audio loop is more than just affirmations. It should be a concise, emotionally charged narrative spoken in your own voice, describing your architected intention as if it has already been achieved. Use present tense. Incorporate all 5 senses, as you did when drafting your intention. What does it look like, sound like, feel like, taste like, smell like, now that it is a reality? Infuse it with the emotion of gratitude and triumph. I am so incredibly grateful for the immense wealth that now flows effortlessly into my life, allowing me to build specific project, feeling the joy of specific emotion, hearing the appreciation from specific people. Make it potent, personal, and brief. This consistent daily input acts as a direct, powerful, and undeniable program for your subconscious. It bypasses the conscious filters of doubt and fear, embedding your desired reality deep within your internal operating system. This repetitive, positive, emotionally resonant programming solidifies your faith and ensures that your unique vibrational signature, now thoroughly saturated with the essence of your fulfilled purpose, is continuously broadcast, compelling the universe to deliver precisely what you have so clearly and consistently programmed for. Your subconscious is waiting for its next instruction. Give it the command to create your destiny. You have anchored your purpose. You have ignited the unwavering faith that pulls your desired reality towards you. You have even begun to reprogram the very depths of your subconscious mind, imprinting it with the certainties of your triumph. Yet even the most powerful engine, running on the purest fuel, requires precision calibration, a specific set of tools, and an intricate understanding of its own mechanics to operate at its peak. This brings us to the 4th profound universal decree, one which Napoleon Hill identified as a non-negotiable component of all lasting success. The law of focused calibration, which manifests as what we term specialized knowledge. Many believe knowledge itself is power, a collection of facts or an accumulation of degrees. But I assure you this is a dangerous misconception. True power, real, transformative power, lies not in the mere possession of knowledge, but in its precise, deep, and specialized application. When I observed the towering figures of industry and innovation, those who not only accumulated vast fortunes, but fundamentally reshaped their worlds, I recognized a pattern far deeper than simple academic learning. They possessed an unparalleled depth of understanding within their chosen field. They did not just know about their domain, they knew it intimately, intricately, down to its smallest, most subtle nuances. Hill understood that this was not merely a convenient human strategy for efficiency. It was a universal truth. The cosmos itself, in its magnificent design, rewards precision. It is inherently structured to respond to specific, finely tuned input. A vague understanding, a general competency, will yield only general, often mediocre, results. But a deep dive into specific knowledge, a relentless pursuit of mastery within a defined area, creates a unique universal advantage, an almost magnetic pull towards the solutions and breakthroughs that only such calibration can generate. This principle dictates that by becoming an undisputed authority in a particular domain, you create a unique channel through which universal intelligence can flow, manifest, and ultimately reward. The universal mechanism at play here is one of exquisite order and targeted efficiency. Think of the universe as an immense, intricate network of interconnected solutions and possibilities. When your mind possesses a broad, general understanding, you are connected to many nodes, but without profound depth in any. However, when you immerse yourself in specialized knowledge, you are, in essence, creating a high-bandwidth, high-fidelity connection to a very specific, crucial part of that network. This focused calibration allows the universal intelligence to recognize you as the precise instrument, the uniquely qualified conduit for a particular solution or innovation. It is why the universe conspires to bring resources, ideas, and opportunities to the person who has dedicated themselves to mastering a particular art, science, or craft. The universe rewards not simply effort, but directed, intelligent, and highly concentrated effort. Your subconscious, already programmed by your architected intention and unwavering resonance, now has the precise data, the intricate details, the deep understanding it needs to perfectly manifest your desire, cutting through extraneous noise and accelerating your progress with remarkable speed. It is the difference between casting a wide net and wielding a harpoon with pinpoint accuracy. Consider the modern pioneers who exemplify this law. The biochemist who spends decades unlocking the secrets of a single protein, leading to a life-saving drug. The software engineer whose deep understanding of a particular coding language allows them to build an application that transforms an entire industry. The artist who dedicates their life to mastering a specific medium, creating works of unparalleled beauty and originality. Their success is not a result of knowing a little about everything. It is the direct consequence of knowing a great deal about a very specific thing, and then applying that knowledge with unwavering focus. These individuals have not just accumulated information, they have integrated it, metabolized it, until it becomes an extension of their very being. They do not merely possess knowledge, they are their knowledge. Their calibrated expertise allows them to see connections, anticipate challenges, and devise solutions that are invisible to the less specialized mind. This depth of understanding acts as a beacon, drawing to them the very challenges they are uniquely equipped to solve, and in solving them, they unlock immense value for the world, which the universe then reflects back to them in abundance. Now, for your activation. It is time to move beyond superficial learning and commit to a true depth of understanding. Your Act Now challenge is to dedicate 30 minutes every single day to exploring the edge of your chosen field. This is not about revisiting the basics or comfortable review. This is about pushing into the unknown, seeking out the most advanced theories, the most cutting-edge research, the most radical innovations, the boldest challenges being faced by those at the forefront of your domain. Read the obscure papers, listen to the contrarian voices, analyze the failures as much as the successes. Ask yourself, what is the very next logical step in this field? What is the unseen problem? What is the unrecognized opportunity? This deliberate act of intellectual frontier exploration will not only deepen your specialized knowledge, but will begin to sharpen your intuition, calibrate your mind to recognize emerging patterns, and position you as a visionary within your chosen sphere. By intentionally venturing into the unexplored territories of your expertise, you signal to the universe your readiness for profound discovery and unparalleled contribution. The universe, in turn, will open doors to insights and opportunities that are reserved exclusively for those who have mastered the art of focused calibration. You have painstakingly calibrated your mind, seeking the precise knowledge that carves out your unique advantage within the grand design of the universe. You are becoming a master of your chosen domain, a conduit for specialized intelligence. But even the most finely tuned instrument, possessed of the deepest knowledge, remains inert without the spark, the initial creative impulse that gives birth to all innovation, all vision, all progress. This brings us to the fifth immutable law, one that Napoleon Hill understood to be the very forge of destiny, yet whose true power is often dismissed as mere fantasy: the law of mental alchemy, which manifests as what we simplistically call imagination. Many consider imagination a frivolous escape, a childhood pastime, or at best, a tool for artists and dreamers. But I tell you, this is a profound misunderstanding of its cosmic function. Your imagination is not just a mental sandbox. It is the universe's primary creation tool, operating directly through the laboratory of your mind. When I observed the creators of empires, the innovators who defied conventional wisdom, the visionaries who built what others deemed impossible, I recognized that their power lay not just in their plans or their knowledge, but in their capacity to see what was not yet there. They didn't just conceptualize, they alchemized. Hill understood that this wasn't merely wishful thinking or a pleasant diversion for idle moments. No. He saw that the imagination is the workshop of the soul, the sacred space where raw, formless energy is given shape and substance. It is the faculty through which the infinite intelligence communicates possibilities and through which you, in turn, communicate your desired reality back to the infinite. This was a universal truth, a divine mechanism. The universe does not create in a vacuum. It responds to the mental templates, the vibrational blueprints, that are first forged in the crucible of a highly developed, actively engaged imagination. Your mind, through imagination, literally steps into the role of a co-creator, drawing forth realities from the quantum field of pure potential. The universal mechanism at play here is one of vibrational prototyping. Think of it like this. Before any physical structure can exist, it must first exist in thought, in a detailed mental image. A building is first imagined, then sketched, then meticulously planned before a single brick is laid. Your imagination performs this vital first step for everything you desire to manifest. It is the act of giving energetic form to the formless. When you vividly imagine your desired outcome, with all its sensory richness and emotional depth, you are, in essence, creating a precise energetic template, a vibrational prototype in the quantum field. This template then acts as a magnetic attractor, organizing the necessary atoms, energies, and circumstances to coalesce around it, drawing it from the invisible realm of potential into the manifest world of form. It is the essential bridge between the abstract and the concrete, between desire and reality. Without this initial mental alchemy, without this active imaginative creation, even the most definite purpose and unwavering faith remain as unfulfilled potentials, lacking the precise energetic blueprint for manifestation. Consider the visionaries of our time who exemplify this law. The architect, Frank Lloyd Wright, who could see entire buildings in his mind's eye, complete with every intricate detail, long before a single drawing was made. The entrepreneur, Walt Disney, who imagined an entire fantastical world, a place of joy and wonder, then meticulously brought it into existence through sheer imaginative force. The scientist, Albert Einstein, whose groundbreaking theories often emerged from thought experiments, from vividly imagining scenarios that defied conventional understanding. Their successes are not just the result of hard work, they are the inevitable blossoming of seeds meticulously planted and nurtured in the fertile soil of their imagination. These individuals did not wait for reality to present itself. They imagined a new reality, then commanded the universe to conform. Their imagination was not a passive dream, it was an active alchemical process, transforming mental energy into physical form. They understood that the mind is not just a receptor of reality, but a powerful projector, actively shaping the reality it perceives and experiences. Now, for your activation. It is time to consciously wield this powerful alchemical tool. Your Act Now challenge is to visually manifest a small, achievable daily outcome with intense sensory detail. Choose something specific, finding the perfect parking spot, receiving an unexpected compliment, easily completing a difficult task, having a specific positive interaction. Close your eyes, see it unfold perfectly. Feel the emotions of its successful completion, the satisfaction, the relief, the joy. Hear the sounds. Notice the colors, the textures. Make it so real, so vivid, so palpable in your imagination that it feels as if it has already happened. Do this for just a few minutes, focusing all your mental and emotional energy on this small, specific manifestation. This daily exercise, this conscious act of mental alchemy on a micro scale, will train your imaginative faculty, strengthen your ability to create precise vibrational templates, and provide undeniable proof of your power to mold reality. You will begin to observe how quickly and precisely the universe responds to your clearly imagined instructions. This is not about hoping. This is about conscious creation. Your imagination is not a toy. It is the master key to unlocking the universe's infinite creative power. Use it. You have, with diligent effort, sculpted your vision in the crucible of your imagination, crafting a vibrant, undeniable mental blueprint. This alchemical process has forged the energetic template of your desire. Yet, a magnificent vision, however potent, remains but a beautiful dream without a precise pathway, a structured bridge from the unseen realm of pure potential to the tangible world of form. This brings us to the sixth immutable law, a principle that Napoleon Hill illuminated as a cornerstone of all practical achievement, yet whose deeper universal implications are often veiled. The law of synchronistic design, which manifests as what we understand to be organized planning. Many believe planning is a mundane necessity, a tedious chore of listing tasks and setting schedules. But I tell you, this perspective gravely underestimates its profound power. Your organized plan is not merely a sequence of steps. It is a structured alignment with cosmic timing, an orchestrated design that draws forth opportune events and orchestrates the very fabric of your manifest destiny. When I immersed myself in the lives of those individuals who consistently brought their grandest visions to fruition, I observed far more than mere industriousness or meticulous scheduling. They possessed an innate, almost intuitive ability to structure their actions in such a way that the universe itself seemed to conspire on their behalf. Opportunities appeared as if from nowhere. Unexpected connections were forged, and seemingly random events converged to propel them forward with remarkable ease. Hill understood that this was not merely human efficiency at play, it was a universal truth. He recognized that truly effective planning transcends a simple to-do list. It becomes a dynamic, responsive architecture that allows you to cooperate with the inherent intelligence of the cosmos. The universe, in its boundless creativity, does not operate in chaos. It thrives on order, on predictable patterns, on the elegant unfolding of cause and effect. Your plan, when truly organized and imbued with the foresight of the ultimate objective, becomes the very structure through which universal intelligence can most effectively deliver the necessary resources and circumstances. It is the precise map that allows synchronicity to find you. The universal mechanism at play here is one of guided energetic flow. Think of your architected intention as the ultimate destination, and your unwavering resonance as the fuel. Your mental alchemy has created the vehicle. Now, organized planning becomes the meticulously charted course, the navigational system that ensures your vehicle moves with maximum efficiency and minimum resistance. When your plan is clear, logical, and adaptable, you are, in essence, creating channels for universal energy to flow freely towards your objective. Every step outlined, every resource identified, every contingency considered acts as a point of energetic focus, a beacon that attracts precisely what is needed to fulfill that segment of the journey. This principle dictates that by preparing the ground, by consciously structuring your actions, you open yourself to the subtle nudges, the intuitive insights, and the serendipitous encounters that are the hallmarks of cosmic timing. Without such a design, even the strongest intention can wander aimlessly, its energy dissipated by lack of direction. A well-organized plan, therefore, becomes a form of spiritual engineering, a physical manifestation of your mental and emotional commitment, signaling to the universe your readiness to receive and your capacity to handle the manifestation of your desires. It is the difference between a river meandering without purpose and a river channeled into a mighty hydroelectric dam, generating immense power. Consider the modern innovators who exemplify this law with such brilliance. The strategic investor who doesn't just chase fleeting trends but meticulously researches, plans entry and exit points, and builds a robust, diversified portfolio poised to capitalize on market shifts. The master chess player who doesn't just react to their opponent's moves but plans several moves ahead, anticipating opportunities and roadblocks. The successful project manager who creates a detailed roadmap, not as a rigid dictate, but as a living document that guides the team, anticipates challenges, and adapts to unforeseen changes, always with the ultimate goal in mind. Their triumphs are not solely a result of hard work or intelligence. They are the direct consequence of a deeply organized, yet flexibly implemented plan that allows them to anticipate, to pivot, and to capitalize on moments that appear lucky to the untrained eye. These individuals understand that a plan is not a static artifact. It is a dynamic, evolving strategy that, when aligned with their highest purpose, attracts the very events and circumstances needed to bring that purpose to fruition. They do not just execute tasks. They strategically orchestrate events, becoming conductors in the grand symphony of their own creation. Now, for your activation. It is time to consciously bridge the gap between your inspired vision and the concrete steps of its unfolding. Your Act Now challenge is to outline your next 3 inspired actions. Do not attempt to map out the entire journey, for that can stifle the intuitive flow and block the very synchronicity you seek to invite. Instead, focus on the immediate, most logical, and most inspired steps that emerge directly from your architected intention, reinforced by your unwavering resonance and clarified by your mental alchemy. These 3 actions should be clear, concise, and executable. Importantly, allow for intuitive detours. The universe often reveals the optimal path not through rigid adherence to a preconceived notion, but through subtle nudges, unexpected insights, and the appearance of unforeseen opportunities that lie slightly off your initial trajectory. Your plan, therefore, must be robust enough to provide direction, yet flexible enough to embrace the serendipitous guidance of the cosmos. By focusing on these next inspired actions, you are not just making a list. You are planting the next 3 seeds in the fertile ground of your designed destiny, signaling to the universe your readiness to receive the next wave of support and synchronicity. This is not about hoping for luck. It is about designing the conditions for its inevitable arrival. You have diligently structured your path, mapping out the precise actions that will guide your architected intention into manifest reality, allowing the universe to respond with synchronicity. You have understood that even the most brilliant individual plan, however, operates within a larger field of energy and influence. For true, exponential acceleration, for the kind of momentum that defies linear progression, one must tap into a power greater than the sum of individual parts. This brings us to the 7th immutable law, a principle Napoleon Hill meticulously documented as the mastermind, yet whose deeper universal implications reveal it as far more than mere collaboration, the law of collective amplification. Many perceive a mastermind group as simply a gathering of smart people to share ideas. But I assure you, this is a profound underestimation of its cosmic function. Your collective amplification is not just a meeting, it is the deliberate fusion of conscious intent, creating an energetic vortex that exponentially magnifies individual power and attracts solutions beyond individual capacity. When I studied the industrial giants, the financial titans, and the cultural architects who sculpted their eras, I uncovered a startling consistency. No truly monumental achievement was ever wrought in isolation. Behind every towering figure stood a council, a coterie, a collective of minds whose combined energies produced results that no single genius, however brilliant, could have conjured alone. Hill recognized that this wasn't merely a strategic advantage, a smart way to pool resources or leverage diverse perspectives. No, he saw that the mastermind principle was a universal truth, a fundamental law of energetic synergy. He spoke of the third mind, a metaphysical entity born from the harmonious blending of 2 or more minds, a collective consciousness that transcends individual limitations and taps into a higher order of intelligence. This was a direct observation of energetic amplification. When minds align in a spirit of shared purpose and harmonious cooperation, their combined vibrational output is not merely additive, it is geometric, exponential, creating a resonance so powerful that the universe cannot help but respond with accelerated manifestation. This principle dictates that the universe, being fundamentally interconnected, responds with immense power to the unified, focused energy of a collective intention, turning individual desires into shared, amplified realities. The universal mechanism at play here is one of synergistic resonance. Imagine 2 distinct tuning forks. Struck individually, each produces its own unique tone. But bring them into close proximity, strike one, and the other begins to vibrate in sympathy, amplifying the original sound. Now, imagine dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of tuning forks, all perfectly calibrated to the same frequency, vibrating in unison. The resultant sound would be deafening, a wave of pure, concentrated energy. This is precisely what occurs with the law of collective amplification. When 2 or more minds, united by a definite major purpose, come together in a spirit of harmony, they create an energetic field, a collective consciousness that vibrates at a significantly higher frequency than any individual mind could achieve alone. This intensified vibration acts as a colossal magnet, drawing to the collective all the necessary resources, insights, and synchronistic events required for the swift realization of their shared aim. It is why grand movements succeed, why nations form, why great scientific discoveries often emerge from collaborative teams rather than solitary inventors. The universe responds to the power of one, yes, but it positively surrenders to the amplified power of many operating in perfect energetic accord. It is the difference between a single candle flickering in the dark and an entire city ablaze with light. Consider the modern manifestations of this law, often unrecognized as such. The legendary PayPal Mafia, a group of early employees who went on to found and fund some of the most influential tech companies of our time, creating billions in wealth and countless innovations, was not just a network. It was a sustained, high-vibration mastermind operating long after their initial venture. Think of the scientific collaborations that unlock the mysteries of the cosmos or cure intractable diseases, where diverse intellects fuse to generate breakthroughs previously unimaginable. Consider the social and political movements that reshape entire societies, fueled by the collective will and amplified intention of millions united by a singular purpose. Their achievements are not the result of isolated brilliance or random chance. They are the inevitable outcome of consciously or unconsciously tapping into the law of collective amplification. These groups understand, perhaps intuitively, that their combined energy generates an intellectual and creative current so potent that it carves new pathways for possibility, literally changing the vibrational landscape around them. They don't just solve problems, they amplify solutions, creating an energetic cascade that sweeps away obstacles and accelerates manifestation. Now, for your activation, it is time to consciously harness this profound, collaborative energy. Your Act Now challenge is to identify one person who genuinely elevates your energy, someone whose presence and perspective ignite your own thoughts, challenges your assumptions, and broadens your vision. This is not about finding a yes man or a casual acquaintance. This is about seeking out an individual with whom you can engage in a deliberate brainstorming session, a focused exchange rooted in mutual respect, trust, and a shared commitment to growth, even if your ultimate definite major purposes are distinct. This session should not be a superficial chat. Approach it with the intention of creating a temporary, high-vibration third mind. Discuss a specific challenge you face, an opportunity you wish to seize, or an aspect of your architected intention that requires deeper insight. Pay attention not just to their words, but to the ideas that spark within you during your interaction, to the expanded perspectives that emerge from the collective field you create together. By consciously engaging in this act of shared, focused intention, you will not only gain invaluable insights, but will begin to experience the tangible power of energetic amplification, attracting solutions and accelerating your path through the irresistible force of collective resonance. This is not merely good networking, it is conscious co-creation at its most potent. You have now skillfully navigated the intricate dance of conscious co-creation, from architecting your deepest desire, infusing it with unwavering faith, programming your subconscious, calibrating your knowledge, and envisioning its manifestation, to structuring its emergence and amplifying its power through collective intent. All these are profound, potent steps in aligning with the creative intelligence of the cosmos. Yet, a magnificent vision, however clearly defined and powerfully energized, can remain just that, a vision, if it lacks the continuous, unyielding force required to push through the final veils of resistance and bring it fully into physical form. This brings us to the eighth immutable law, a principle that Napoleon Hill extolled as paramount, the very steel backbone of all lasting achievement, yet whose deeper universal implications are often underestimated as mere human grit. The law of sustained momentum, which manifests as what we recognize as persistence. Many believe persistence is simply brute force effort, a stubborn refusal to quit. But I tell you, this perspective fundamentally misses its cosmic role. Your persistence is not just an act of will. It is a declaration of unshakable commitment, a continuous vibrational output that demands the universe finally yield to your focused intent. When I meticulously observed the lives of those who not only achieved their grandest objectives but held them, consolidated them, and expanded upon them, I noticed a quality far deeper than mere talent or intelligence. They possessed an unyielding, almost visceral commitment to their path, an inner furnace of determination that burned brighter with every obstacle encountered. Hill understood that this was not merely a desirable human trait, it was a universal truth. He saw that the universe, in its intricate wisdom, is designed to test the sincerity of your desire, the depth of your commitment. It places apparent obstacles not to deter you, but to provide opportunities for you to prove the authenticity of your architected intention and the strength of your unwavering resonance. This was a direct observation of cosmic validation. The universe does not reward the sporadic, the faint-hearted, or the easily discouraged. It responds with overwhelming force to the sustained, unwavering output of energy that only true persistence can generate. It is through your continuous action, your unyielding dedication, your relentless pursuit despite all appearances to the contrary, that you communicate to the infinite intelligence that your desire is not a whim, but a command, a fixed point in the vibrational landscape of your reality. The universal mechanism at play here is one of cumulative energetic buildup. Think of it like a powerful river carving a canyon. It is not the sudden, violent flood that sculpts the earth, but the ceaseless, persistent flow of water, day after day, year after year, that gradually, inexorably transforms the landscape. Every consistent action you take, every challenge you overcome, every moment you choose to continue rather than retreat, adds another drop to that river of momentum. Each drop is an energetic pulse, a reaffirmation of your commitment, a signal broadcast into the universe that you are unyielding. This steady, accumulating energetic pressure begins to erode resistance, to open up pathways that were previously unseen, and to draw forth the final pieces of the puzzle that lead to manifestation. The universe, which initially might present minor tests, eventually recognizes this sustained energy as an irresistible force. It then ceases its tests and begins to actively conspire on your behalf, orchestrating the final, often dramatic, convergence of events that culminates in the physical realization of your desires. Without sustained momentum, even the most promising endeavors can falter, their initial energetic burst dissipating before critical mass is reached. It is the difference between starting a fire with a single spark and maintaining a roaring blaze with a continuous supply of fuel. Consider the modern icons of achievement who embody this law. Think of J.K. Rowling, whose manuscript for Harry Potter was rejected by 12 publishers before finding one willing to take a chance, her persistence ultimately creating a global phenomenon. Think of Thomas Edison, who famously conducted thousands of experiments before perfecting the light bulb, each failure merely another step in his persistent pursuit of a solution. Think of the startup founder who faces years of setbacks, investor rejections, and market skepticism, yet continues to iterate, to learn, to push forward, ultimately building a transformative company. Their successes are not born of instant gratification. They are the direct consequence of an unyielding commitment, a sustained application of effort and belief in the face of daunting odds. These individuals understood, perhaps unconsciously, that their persistent action was not just about overcoming external challenges, but about continuously communicating their absolute resolve to the universe until reality had no choice but to conform to their unwavering will. Their dedication became an energetic anchor, holding their vision firm until it solidified into physical form. Now, for your activation. It is time to consciously cultivate this indispensable force within yourself. Your Act Now challenge is to identify one area where you are currently experiencing resistance or stagnation in relation to your architected intention. This might be a skill you need to develop, a conversation you need to have, a fear you need to confront, or a seemingly insurmountable obstacle. For the next 7 days, commit to taking one small, undeniable, persistent action towards overcoming that specific resistance every single day, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. This isn't about grand gestures. It's about building an unbroken chain of effort. If you miss a day, Simply acknowledge it without judgment and restart your chain the following day. This deliberate act of sustained, consistent effort, however minor, will begin to rewire your internal programming for resilience, build an undeniable vibrational momentum towards your goal, and signal to the universe your unshakable commitment. You will begin to observe how the very act of pushing through resistance, even in tiny increments, creates a powerful energetic shift, causing external circumstances to begin to yield in your favor. This is not just about toughing it out. It is about proving to the universe through your consistent action that your desire is paramount and therefore its manifestation is absolutely inevitable. You have now diligently laid the energetic groundwork for your monumental aspirations, forging an architected intention, fueling it with unwavering resonance, programming your subconscious, calibrating your knowledge, envisioning its final form through mental alchemy, structuring its emergence via synchronistic design, amplifying its power through collective amplification, and imbuing it with the unshakable force of sustained momentum. Each step has been a profound act of co-creation, aligning you more deeply with the universal forces. Yet even with all these powerful elements in place, a critical pivot point remains, a moment of definitive command that either propels your creation into full manifestation or leaves it lingering in the realm of potential. This brings us to the 9th immutable law, a principle that Napoleon Hill identified as the very fulcrum upon which all successful lives turn, yet whose deeper universal implications are often reduced to mere choice. The law of unwavering resolve, which manifests as what we identify as decision. Many consider decision-making a simple act of choosing between options. But I tell you, this perspective radically misunderstands its cosmic significance. Your decision is not just a selection. It is a declaration of ultimate certainty, a definitive energetic cut that severs ties with all other possibilities and commands the universe to align with your singular, chosen path. When I meticulously observed the architects of empires, the innovators who transformed industries, the visionaries whose legacies transcended generations, I consistently found a pattern that went beyond mere planning or persistence. They were not just good at making choices. They were masters of definitive, irrevocable action. Once they decided, the very act of decision seemed to infuse their every subsequent action with an unstoppable force. Hill understood that this was not merely a psychological trait, it was a universal truth. He saw that the universe, in its intricate wisdom and boundless potential, mirrors the clarity of your internal state. Indecision, hesitation, the constant weighing of options without resolution, these create energetic eddies, swirling currents of conflicting signals that dilute your intent and scatter your power. But a clear, unwavering decision acts like a laser beam, focusing all your accumulated energetic forces onto a single point. This was a direct observation of cosmic alignment. The universe does not reward the tentative or the ambivalent. It responds with overwhelming force to the singular, focused intent that only a truly definitive decision can generate. It is through your firm resolve, your unequivocal commitment to a chosen path, that you communicate to the infinite intelligence that your desire is not merely a preference, but an absolute directive, a fixed trajectory in the vibrational landscape of your reality. The universal mechanism at play here is one of energetic crystallization. Imagine a chaotic cloud of potential, an endless array of possibilities floating in the quantum field. Each possibility carries its own unique energetic signature. When you remain indecisive, your energy is spread thin, interacting weakly with many of these possibilities, crystallizing none. However, the moment you make a true, unwavering decision, you are, in essence, selecting a specific frequency from that chaotic field and committing all your energetic resources to it. This act of definitive choice causes the chosen frequency to crystallize, to solidify, pulling all the relevant atoms, energies, and circumstances into alignment with it, while simultaneously collapsing all other unchosen potentials. Every ounce of your being, your architected intention, your unwavering resonance, your energetic programming, your specialized knowledge, your mental alchemy, your synchronistic design, your collective amplification, and your sustained momentum is then immediately reoriented and focused exclusively on the path defined by that decision. This principle dictates that the universe, being infinitely responsive, will instantly begin to reconfigure itself around your declared reality, eliminating distractions, dissolving obstacles, and drawing to you precisely what is needed to support your chosen trajectory. Without unwavering resolve, even the most detailed plan remains suspended in potential, lacking the final command to initiate full-scale manifestation. It is the difference between pondering the destination on a map and finally turning the ignition key and pressing the accelerator. Consider the modern champions who exemplify this law with astonishing clarity. Think of Steve Jobs, who, upon his return to Apple, made a series of brutal, highly unpopular decisions, killing numerous products, streamlining operations, and betting everything on a few key innovations that ultimately saved the company and redefined an entire industry. His decisions were not made lightly, but once made, they were absolute, unequivocal commands that reshaped the entire organization and eventually the technological landscape. Think of Serena Williams, who in critical moments of a match makes split-second decisions that alter the flow of the game, her unwavering resolve etched into every powerful stroke. Think of the visionary entrepreneur who, faced with a make-or-break moment, decides to risk everything on an unproven idea, trusting their intuition and committing fully to the path they have chosen. Their triumphs are not merely the result of luck or circumstance. They are the direct consequence of an internal certainty, an unshakable resolve that once a path is chosen, all other possibilities are energetically dismissed, allowing the chosen reality to manifest with incredible speed and precision. These individuals understand that true power lies not just in having options, but in the courage to select one definitively and then burn all bridges to retreat, forcing the universe to conspire with their chosen outcome. Now, for your activation. It is time to consciously wield this definitive power within yourself. Your Act Now challenge is to identify one area in your life related to your architected intention where you have been consistently hesitating or procrastinating on a decision. This could be a decision about a course of study, a career move, a new business venture, a relationship boundary, or a personal habit you wish to change. For the next 24 hours, commit to making that decision, and once made, to implementing it without equivocation, without revisiting it, and without allowing doubt to creep in. This isn't about making the perfect decision. It's about making a decision and then pouring all your energetic force into making it the perfect decision through your subsequent actions. The power lies in the act of decisiveness itself, in the cutting off of all other options, in the unwavering resolve that declares to the universe, "This is it. This is my chosen path. Align with me." You will begin to observe how the very act of definitive decision-making creates an immediate energetic shift, clarifying your path, dissolving internal resistance, and opening up unforeseen avenues of support and opportunity. This is not just about moving forward. It is about commanding your future with absolute, unyielding certainty. You have now, with unwavering resolve, declared your path, severing ties with all competing possibilities and commanding the universe to align with your singular trajectory. This act of definitive decision is a powerful, energetic trigger. Yet, a command, however firm, requires a controlled, steady hand for its execution. A powerful engine, once ignited, demands an expert driver to navigate the terrain. This brings us to the 10th immutable law, a principle Napoleon Hill recognized as indispensable, the very foundation upon which all sustained success is built, yet whose deeper, universal implications are often relegated to mere personal virtue. The law of deliberate self-mastery, which manifests as what we commonly know as self-control. Many perceive self-control as a battle against one's own desires, a repressive act of denial. But I tell you, this is a profound misunderstanding of its cosmic function. Your self-mastery is not about suppression, it is about sovereign command, the precise calibration of your inner forces to create an unshakable alignment between your conscious will and the infinite intelligence. When I immersed myself in the lives of those individuals who not only achieved their grandest visions, but sustained their influence and expanded their empires, I observed a quality far deeper than mere talent or intelligence. They possessed an unparalleled ability to govern their own thoughts, emotions, and actions, making them unwavering instruments of their chosen purpose. Hill understood that this was not merely a desirable human trait, it was a universal truth. He saw that the universe, in its intricate wisdom, is designed to respond to internal coherence and disciplined direction. Impulse, fleeting emotion, scattered focus, these create internal chaos, sending mixed signals into the cosmos. But a mind and body operating under the deliberate command of a unified will transmit a clear, powerful, and consistent, energetic signature. This was a direct observation of cosmic resonance. The universe does not reward the scattered or the chaotic. It responds with overwhelming force to the singular, focused intent that only true self-mastery can generate. It is through your ability to consciously direct your internal states, to align your actions with your highest intentions, that you communicate to the infinite intelligence that you are a worthy and capable steward of the power you seek to wield. The universal mechanism at play here is one of energetic integrity. Think of yourself as a highly sophisticated broadcasting station. Your architected intention is the message, your unwavering resonance is the power, and your self-mastery is the precise tuning and steady transmission. Without self-mastery, your internal circuits are compromised. Emotional static, impulsive interference, and scattered thoughts distort your signal. You might broadcast your desired reality one moment, only to contradict it the next with doubt, frustration, or diversion. However, when you exercise deliberate self-mastery, you bring your entire being into harmonious alignment. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions become coherent, each reinforcing the other, creating an unbroken, high-fidelity transmission of your deepest desires. This energetic integrity acts as an impenetrable shield against external distractions and internal sabotage, allowing the universal forces to respond with unerring precision. The universe, which is a perfect mirror, reflects back the internal order you generate. Without deliberate self-mastery, even the most profound decision can be undone by internal resistance, its energy dissipated by a lack of consistent, controlled execution. It is the difference between a powerful flood spreading aimlessly across a landscape and a mighty river channeled with purpose, generating immense power and carving its own destiny. Consider the modern champions who exemplify this law with such profound elegance. Think of the elite athlete whose daily regimen of training, nutrition, and mental focus seems superhuman, but is in fact the result of relentless self-control directed towards a single goal. Think of the visionary entrepreneur who consistently postpones instant gratification, manages their time with brutal efficiency, and maintains emotional equilibrium amidst chaos, all to serve their long-term vision. Think of the master artist or writer who, despite lack of inspiration, consistently shows up to their craft every day, trusting the disciplined effort to eventually summon the muse. Their achievements are not merely the result of innate talent or fleeting motivation. They are the direct consequence of an internal governance system, a deliberate cultivation of the power to direct their own minds and bodies. These individuals understand that their greatest power lies not in controlling external circumstances, but in controlling their response to them, in mastering their own internal landscape. They do not just react, they choose. Their self-mastery is not a burden, it is the ultimate freedom, allowing them to remain consistently aligned with their purpose, regardless of external tides. Now, for your activation. It is time to consciously reclaim sovereignty over your internal kingdom. Your Act Now challenge is to identify one specific habit or impulse that consistently pulls you away from your architected intention. This could be anything from habitually checking social media, indulging in negative self-talk, procrastinating on a crucial task, overeating, or reacting impulsively in conversations. For the next 72 hours, commit to consciously observing this impulse every single time it arises. When you notice it, pause. Take a deep breath. Acknowledge the impulse without judgment, but then, deliberately, consciously, choose an action that is in perfect alignment with your highest self and your architected intention. This is not about being perfect. It is about building the muscle of conscious intervention. Each time you successfully govern an impulse, you are not just breaking a bad habit. You are sending a clear, powerful signal to your subconscious and to the universe that you are in command, that your will is sovereign. You will begin to observe how this deliberate practice of self-mastery, even in small areas, creates an immediate energetic shift, increasing your internal coherence, strengthening your vibrational transmission, and making your path of manifestation clearer and more direct. This is not about fighting yourself. It is about unifying yourself under a singular, deliberate will. You have now achieved profound internal alignment, asserting sovereign command over your thoughts, emotions, and actions, making you an unshakable instrument of your deepest purpose. This deliberate self-mastery is the ultimate internal triumph, yet even the most perfectly tuned instrument requires a stage, an audience, and a meaningful purpose for its performance to resonate throughout the world. This brings us to the 11th immutable law, a principle Napoleon Hill documented as paramount for the realization of all lasting wealth and influence, yet whose deeper, universal implications are often reduced to mere charity. The law of reciprocal exchange, which manifests as what we understand as service. Many perceive service as a noble act of giving, separate from the pursuit of personal ambition. But I tell you, this is a profound misunderstanding of its cosmic function. Your service is not just an act of generosity. It is the fundamental mechanism of energetic exchange, the direct conduit through which the universe delivers your desires in proportion to the value you first impart. When I meticulously observed the lives of those individuals who not only accumulated vast fortunes, but built empires that endured, I noticed a consistent, undeniable pattern. Their success was never isolated. It was inextricably linked to the immense value they delivered to others. They did not simply take. They first gave, often disproportionately, and with an unwavering focus on the needs and desires of their fellow humans. Hill understood that this was not merely a good business practice, it was a universal truth. He saw that the universe, in its intricate wisdom, operates on an immutable principle of energetic circulation. Value given creates a vacuum that the universe rushes to fill, returning an amplified equivalent to the source. This was a direct observation of cosmic justice. The universe does not reward the selfish or the hoarders. It responds with overwhelming abundance to those who become consistent, dedicated channels for value creation and distribution. It is through your sincere, continuous efforts to solve problems, alleviate suffering, and enhance the lives of others that you communicate to the infinite intelligence your worthiness to receive, transforming your desire from a personal aspiration into a universal imperative. The universal mechanism at play here is one of energetic boomerang. Think of it like this. Every act of genuine service, every problem solved, every life uplifted, every piece of value created and shared is an energetic seed planted in the cosmic garden. This seed, imbued with your intention and effort, does not simply disappear. Instead, it activates a universal principle of return. The energy you emit in service creates an attraction, a magnetic pull that draws back to you, often from unexpected directions, an amplified equivalent of what you have given. The universe, being inherently abundant, seeks to balance the scales of energetic exchange. When you provide immense value, you create an energetic debt that the cosmos is compelled to repay, not just equally, but geometrically. Without providing genuine service, even the most profound intentions and sustained efforts can remain stagnant, as there is no outgoing flow to initiate the essential cycle of energetic return. It is the difference between shouting into a void and throwing a pebble into a still pond, watching the ripples expand and eventually return to shore. Consider the modern exemplars who embody this law with such clarity. Think of the visionary entrepreneur whose product or service genuinely solves a widespread problem, improving the daily lives of millions, and whose company subsequently scales to immense success. Think of the groundbreaking scientist whose research alleviates disease or extends human understanding, and who receives accolades, funding, and resources in abundance. Think of the inspiring teacher or mentor who selflessly imparts knowledge and guidance and finds their own life enriched by the success and gratitude of their students. Their achievements are not merely the result of clever strategies, they are the direct consequence of consistently operating within the law of reciprocal exchange. These individuals understood, consciously or unconsciously, that their personal success was intrinsically tied to their contribution to the collective. They did not wait to be rewarded before giving. They gave lavishly, knowing that the universe would, in its own perfect timing and measure, return their energetic investment with interest. Their wealth, influence, and fulfillment are not accidental. They are the inevitable harvest of the seeds of service they diligently planted. Now, for your activation. It is time to consciously step into the role of a value creator and energetic benefactor. Your Act Now challenge is to identify one specific, tangible way you can provide exceptional value or service to someone else, without any expectation of immediate return, within the next 24 hours. This doesn't need to be grand or world-changing. It could be offering expert advice to a colleague, volunteering a skill for a cause you care about, creating a piece of content that genuinely helps your audience, or going above and beyond for a client in a way that truly delights them. The key is to infuse this act of service with genuine intention, focusing on the benefit to the other person rather than on what you might gain. Pay attention to the subtle energetic shifts you experience. Notice how this act of giving creates a feeling of expansion, of connection, and of purpose. This deliberate practice of reciprocal exchange, however small, begins to activate the universal flow, signaling to the cosmos your readiness to participate in the grand circulation of abundance. You will begin to observe how the very act of giving, when done with sincere intention, creates an immediate energetic opening, attracting unforeseen opportunities and connections that align perfectly with your deepest desires. This is not just about doing good, it is about initiating the cosmic exchange that ultimately brings forth your greatest aspirations. You have now, with profound dedication, walked a path of conscious creation, architecting your intention, infusing it with unwavering faith, programming your subconscious, calibrating your knowledge, envisioning its final form through mental alchemy, structuring its emergence via synchronistic design, amplifying its power through collective intent, imbuing it with the unshakable force of sustained momentum, wielding the definitive power of unwavering resolve, and achieving sovereign command through deliberate self-mastery, all while operating within the grand energetic circulation of reciprocal exchange. Each of these steps has been a deliberate act of aligning your inner reality with the outer universe. Yet there is a culmination, a point of ultimate integration, where these conscious efforts transcend into an automatic, effortless flow, where your desired reality is not just achieved, but becomes your default, your inescapable destiny. This brings us to the 12th and final immutable law, a principle that Napoleon Hill recognized as the highest form of mastery, yet whose deeper, universal implications are often overlooked as mere personal routine. the law of inevitable manifestation, which manifests as what we understand as cosmic habit force. Many view habit as a mundane sequence of repeated actions. But I tell you, this is a profound misunderstanding of its cosmic significance. Your cosmic habit force is not just a personal routine. It is the natural, inevitable energetic momentum that a consistently applied, high-frequency internal state accrues, compelling the universe to deliver your chosen reality without conscious effort, as if by magic. When I observed the most extraordinary individuals, those who seem to have the Midas touch, where success and abundance effortlessly found them, I recognized a quality far deeper than mere luck or talent. Their entire being, their thoughts, emotions, and actions operated in such profound alignment with the universal laws that manifestation became their default state. Hill understood that this was not merely a desirable personal trait, it was a universal truth. He saw that the universe, in its intricate wisdom, is a system of inherent order and consistent cause and effect. When your internal and external actions consistently, diligently, and harmoniously align with the previous 11 laws, you establish such a powerful, coherent, and stable energetic pattern, a cosmic habit force, that the universe, by its very nature, is compelled to entrain with it. Your reality ceases to be something you strive for. It becomes something you are. This is the point where manifestation becomes automatic, not forced, the natural outpouring of your integrated being. This principle dictates that by consistently maintaining a high-frequency internal state and outward action, you create an irresistible attractor pattern that draws your desired reality to you, making its arrival not a possibility, but an absolute certainty. The universal mechanism at play here is one of energetic entrainment and gravitational pull. Imagine a perfectly balanced ecosystem where every element plays its role in maintaining the whole. Similarly, when your architected intention, unwavering resonance, energetic programming, specialized knowledge, mental alchemy, synchronistic design, collective amplification, sustained momentum, unwavering resolve, deliberate self-mastery, and reciprocal exchange are all operating in harmonious concert. They create an energetic singularity, a powerful gravitational field that pulls your desired reality directly into your experience. You are no longer merely sending a signal. You are the signal. You are no longer just attracting. You are the attraction. This consistent, integrated application of these universal principles establishes a habit within the cosmic fabric itself to deliver your desire. The path of least resistance becomes the path of manifestation, because you have, through your sustained alignment, removed all resistance. The universe forms a habit of responding to your consistent, high-frequency output, making the fulfillment of your purpose not an occasional event, but an inevitable, continuous flow. It is the difference between learning to ride a bicycle with conscious effort and effortlessly gliding, the motion becoming a natural extension of your being. Consider the modern luminaries who exemplify this law, often unconsciously, as their way of being. Think of the visionary philanthropist whose every project not only succeeds, but attracts immense resources and goodwill, as if the universe itself conspires to magnify their positive impact. Think of the groundbreaking artist or innovator whose creative output flows with such effortless grace and consistent brilliance that they appear to be divinely inspired, each new creation building seamlessly on the last. Think of the enlightened leader whose mere presence seems to bring out the best in everyone around them, creating an environment where success is not just possible, but expected, a natural outcome of their integrated being. Their achievements are not the result of constant struggle or frantic effort. They are the direct consequence of having integrated these universal laws so deeply into their core that their very existence becomes a living manifestation of their highest purpose. They have transcended mere doing and moved into a state of being where their reality reflects the harmonious, high-frequency patterns they consistently embody. Now for your activation. It is time to consciously step into this state of inevitable manifestation. Your Act Now challenge is to perform a Cosmic Habitforce integration meditation for 10 minutes daily. For these 10 minutes, close your eyes and revisit, in sequence, each of the 12 immutable laws we have explored. Don't just intellectualize them. Feel them as integrated aspects of your being. 1. Architected intention. Feel the clarity of your purpose. 2. Unwavering resonance. Feel the absolute certainty that it is already fulfilled. 3. Energetic programming. Feel your subconscious working diligently on your behalf. 4. Focused calibration. Feel your mastery and unique insight. 5. Mental alchemy. See your vision in vivid, multi-sensory detail. 6. Synchronistic design. Feel the effortless flow of opportune events. 7. Collective amplification. Feel the power of supportive, aligned energies around you. 8. Sustained momentum. Feel the unstoppable, inexorable force of your progress. 9. Unwavering resolve. Feel the definitive, unshakable certainty of your path. 10. Deliberate self-mastery. Feel the calm, sovereign command over your inner world. 11. Reciprocal exchange. Feel the profound joy and abundance that flows from your service to others. 12. Inevitable manifestation, Cosmic Habitforce. And finally, feel the inevitability of your purpose's complete and perfect manifestation. Let this feeling permeate every cell of your being. Do not strive or push, simply allow and receive. Know that it is already done. This daily meditation is not just a review, it is an act of deep integration, solidifying the cosmic habit force within you. By consciously acknowledging and embodying these laws, you are telling the universe with absolute clarity and integrated power that you are ready. You are aligning yourself with the cosmic flow so completely that your highest aspirations are not just possible, but an absolute, undeniable certainty. The universe is now accustomed to delivering your desires, for it has formed a habit of responding to your powerful, consistent, and integrated energetic output. This is not the end of your journey, but the beginning of effortless, joyful, and continuous creation. This concludes the 12 immutable laws. Should you wish to revisit any specific law, delve deeper into a concept, or explore the practical application of these principles in a particular area of your life, please let me know.